Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Channel 7's continuing coverage of West Coast Eagles football. And tonight at the WACA ground, the Eagles came up against the league leaders Carlton. It was certainly a vital game as far as the Eagles were concerned to stay in touch with the top five. I think a lot of people around the town had written them off after last Friday's loss to Essendon. And of course, the upheaval in the Eagles camp this week with the resignation of John Walker and the retirement of Richard Collis. Well, with me is Eric Sarich looking at the game, looking ahead. Eric, what do they need to do tonight, the Eagles, to win this one?
Well, I wouldn't write them off, Dennis. I think that the performances at home, at least this year, have been quite outstanding. Certainly a very, very bad one last week against Essendon, but I wouldn't condemn them just on that one performance. So first of all, I wouldn't write them off. But two very, very vital players for Carlton are Kernahan at centre-half forward and Johnson across the half-forward line. If those two players can be contained, and if Ashenko and Keane can match the big fella Madden, then I think the Eagles are in with some sort of a chance. You
mentioned Kernahan there. Does Glendinning go to centre-half back? We've heard a whisper Phil Scott might line up at centre-half back. How do you like that?
Well, it would be a very, very bold move because he'd be up against one of the best centre-half forwards in Australia. I don't think he's ever played at centre-half back, and perhaps he lacks a little mobility. But Glendinning is needed up forward, so perhaps that could happen.
Make or break then tonight for the Eagles. Can they win it?
I'd say so, but Carlton would have to be slight favourites, but I certainly would not dismiss the Eagles' chances.
The Eagles will need a good start.
Right.
OK, let's see if they get it then. Let's go to the action. We pick it up at the first bounce at the WACA ground, the West Coast Eagles against Carlton.